What's up guys, Learning with Rich here. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to create a structural framing schedule. So this is the part 1. So we are going to create just a basic schedule, and then on our next videos, so we are going to expand that learning regarding schedule. But for now, so let me show you how to create a basic structural framing schedule. Alright, so to start with, from the project browser, let's look for the schedules. Right click this one, and then we're going to create new schedule quantities. So just click that, and then we are going to create here structural framing schedule. So let's look for S, structural framing, and then after that you can specify here the name of your schedule, schedule building components, and then new construction phase. Okay, so I'm going to use the default settings here, and then I'll select OK. Okay, so once you do that, here on the schedule properties, you can see on the fields tab, so there's your available fields. So we are going to select the fields here that we want to appear on our structural framing schedule. So like for example, I want to include the mark, so I can just double click this. So once you double click, it will be placed here on the right side. Okay, if you want to remove the field that you have added, so you can click this button here to remove. Just click and then click that. All right, so you can double click, and then you can also double click here if you want to remove. Okay, so let's add mark, and then let's add a comments, and then I want to include also the reference level. Double click, and then family and type, so just double click that, and then let's say I want to create a customized parameter. Okay, so something that is not available here on our available fields list. So to create a custom parameter, so you need to select here add parameter. Okay, so let's click this one. Let's see what do we have here on the parameters service. Okay, so it's still loading. Okay, I don't. All right, so not this one. Okay, so I'm going to select this one. This one, new parameter. Okay, so let's click new parameter to add a custom parameter. So let's click that one, and then here we will be using instance properties for that. Okay, and then after that, so we're going to put the name here. So let's say I'm gonna type here rebar parameter. Oops, rebar. Okay, and then this is instance parameter, so meaning to say this parameter that we will be doing will be applied on every instance of our project, each instance of elements. Okay, and then for the discipline, common, and then I'll just use the data type here, text. Okay, so we have two types of parameter here. So we have type parameter, and then we have instance parameter. So when we say type parameter, it will apply not only to a single family or element, but on every element that has the same type. Okay, so instance means every instance, like each individual instance or individual family. So this parameter that we are creating will be applied on the individual elements or individual family. So I'm going to use instance here, and then what else? So I'm gonna group it under group parameter under. So let's select here OK, and it's now here. So this parameter that we have created can be seen on the instance property of the structural framing. So we're going to look at that later on. So now I'm going to move this rebar parameter like to the second here. So I'm going to select that, and then there's an option here, move up. So let's click that until it goes to the second Right, and then after that, let's just select here OK. And that's it for this exercise. So we just created now our parameter or our structural framing schedule. So if I'm going to select the 3D model here, and then if I click one structural framing, so like for example, this one here, so I'm gonna select this structural framing. So you can see here on the instance properties, if we move the slider down and then look for text parameter, that one. So you can see here the parameter that we created. So there's the rebar. We can type here because this parameter is text parameter, so we can type. All right, so this rebar parameter will appear on every structural framing family, like for example this one as well, as long as the category is structural framing. Like this one is structural framing. Okay, about this one. So this one is also structural framing, so you can be sure of that the rebar parameter is there. Okay, so anyway, going back to the structural framing schedule, so this is now how it looks like. Okay, so we are going to explore more about schedule, but for now, this is how you create your basic schedule for structural framing. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.